Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 8th annual Wings and Waves event. It's our Wings and Waves Gala tonight, celebrating the Butterfly House and Aquarium. We're so glad you have joined us. My name is Adriano. I am the CEO of the Butterfly House and Aquarium. I've been with the organization for 11 years.
And my name is Carly Manahan. I've been with the organization for just under a year, and I am our development director at the Butterfly House and Aquarium.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. We're going to have an evening of interesting videos, learning all about the Butterfly House and Aquarium, the work that we do, and the impact in our community. And we'll also have opportunities for you to give back and make a difference here at the Butterfly House and Aquarium.
As Audrey said, we have many different options for you to get involved. For starters, you need to get registered, so go ahead and text the number on your screen to get registered, and then you can participate on our online bidding, silent auction, premium auction items throughout the night, and our fund to need items. At 6:05 to 6:20, our premium auction green items will be open, which includes package number 200, Experience the Seas, which is a behind the scenes with our aquarium team. Package number 201, Back to Boji, an Okoboji cabin experience. And package number 202, the Scuba Splash Party. Thank you to our mobile bidding sponsor, First Bank and Trust, for making this possible tonight.
Tonight, our first video that we're going to watch is all about the community impact of the Butterfly House and Aquarium in Sioux Falls. We had the opportunity to sit down with our staff and our board members, as well as community leaders, to hear about how the Butterfly House and Aquarium has impacted them and their organizations, and learn about what it means to have this type of organization in Sioux Falls. We are also fortunate tonight to have Mayor Paul Tenhaken joining us with a special welcome.
Hey everybody, I'm Mayor Paul Tenhaken here. Thanks for joining me at the Wings and Waves Gala. Like many events, we're doing this one different as well this year as a virtual event, but glad you could still join us to hear about the impact that the Butterfly House and Aquarium has on our community.
I think everyone should be very interested and care about the work that the organization is doing, because it makes a difference in the community, it makes a difference in the environment. And so when you get the chance to see the smiles on kids' faces when a butterfly lands on them, or the first time that they're able to interact with a stingray, you see that curiosity open up inside them, and that's something that's really important.
The Butterfly House and Aquarium, while it's been around for a number of years, is unique in that it is one of, if not the only, organization of its kind in the region. It serves to provide a platform in which education can be brought to the community when it comes to environmental matters, the history of the earth, really the building blocks of nature. And there isn't an organization like that anywhere in the region. And it's important as the city continues to grow that we can bring that kind of education and that kind of curriculum to our citizens.
We offer field trips to students in the area to give them the opportunity to experience the tropical butterflies and marine life. For some kids, this is the only time they get to visit us.
Dakota Abilities has been fortunate to partner with the Butterfly House and Aquarium as a community partner. It's an outreach opportunity for our folks to get out, enjoy the warm sunlight that comes in, especially in all seasons of the year. It's a calming place for people to go and not only experience things they never would have before, but the education that's presented by the staff at the Butterfly House and Aquarium just expands the knowledge and opportunities people have, and we're so grateful for the relationship.
We usually go to the Butterfly House, one time a week. Just going to the Butterfly House alone brings meaningful day to the people that we serve. It just relaxes them. It helps calm their bodies. If they were having a bad day, it just helps bring that relaxation, helps bring that meaningfulness to their lives, and helps them have a great day.
It is no secret that tourism is very, very important to the state of South Dakota and the city of Sioux Falls. People continue to come to Sioux Falls, and that has remained so even in 2020. And so the Butterfly House and Aquarium, being an attraction, is important to tourism, not only for Sioux Falls, but for the entire state.
When I think of the Butterfly House, I get this really warm feeling because it's such a pleasant place to go to and experience all that the Butterfly House and the Aquarium have to offer. Whether you're a little tiny one of 2 or 3 years old to a grandparent, It's a great family place to go. Just think if it was somewhere else, we'd have to travel there. Now we have it in our own backyard to experience and to share and to treasure as a must-see in our community.
Marshall McLennan Agency was so excited to come alongside the Butterfly House and Aquarium to support the Aquarium for All. We believe that the Butterfly House and Aquarium is a treasure in our community, and that education should be afforded to all members of our community. It shouldn't be a privilege to be able to come and visit the Butterfly House and see those wonderful saltwater fish in the aquarium. It really should be an opportunity for each of us. And all of the families that come through with their children to have the opportunity to dream about maybe becoming an aquarist someday, or a carer for animals in general. It's just a great mission, and it aligns with Marshall McLennan Agency's a belief in equitable and inclusive activities and opportunities in our community.
Midco was really excited to partner with the Butterfly House and Aquarium on the Museum for All program because Midco really seeks to be a force for good in the communities that we serve. And this program is a great opportunity for us to bring access to the important programming and opportunities that the Butterfly House and Aquarium provides for folks that maybe otherwise wouldn't be able to have the opportunity to experience.
Hi, my name is Trinity Atkins. Right now I'm an aquarist intern, but during the summer I was an ecology intern in the conservatory. So this internship has really given me opportunities to study marine biology and marine organisms in a place where we're not close to the ocean at all. It's kind of hard studying marine organisms while living in the middle of the Midwest. This internship has also allowed me to feel what it's like to work in the husbandry field, but also do research. This internship has given me confirmation that marine biology is the path that I really want to go on in life. I've always been so hesitant on this. I've always been on the fence about it, but being here has really helped me confirm that this is what I want to do with my life.
So what I want to talk a little bit about is the impact that this facility has on the workforce and business development efforts in our city. And you may struggle to make that connection initially when I say that. But I'll tell you that the last probably 6-7 months, there has been a lot of interest from businesses, from employees, from families all across the country who are looking at Sioux Falls as a place to potentially move to. A lot of times people will ask, well, what do you do here from November to March? Is it cold? Is it snow? Well, it can be, but there's some great indoor venues, and the Butterfly House is one of those. And so your support of the Butterfly House is really appreciated, not just because of their mission, and the work that they do with habitat and with education and those sorts of things, but also because it helps showcase what a great community and what a great city we have. And what a great place we live in. I certainly would ask for your support in their programming tonight at the Gala and just going forward because they're a great asset to the city of Sioux Falls. So thanks. Hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
Thank you to all of our board members and community leaders for joining us and sharing that special message tonight. We'd like to take a moment now to give a special thanks to our Aquarium for All sponsors. Marshall McLennan Agency and Midco have come forward to sponsor the Aquarium for All program. Admissions are covered through the program by Marshall McLennan Agency, so that is access for any families in need in order to be able to visit the Butterfly House and Aquarium, because we believe this experience is not a privilege for the few, but an opportunity for everyone. And Midco is participating by providing funding for membership access, so that any families that are interested in purchasing a membership can also join us at the Butterfly House and Aquarium. Thank you, Marshall McLennan Agency and Midco. This is our 8th annual Wings and Waves Gala, and it is a fun event every year. Of course, this year it's changed a lot because of COVID. It was going to happen earlier this year. We rescheduled, and now we've gone virtual just to make sure everyone is safe and healthy at home. We have the gala every year because our funding are very unique compared to other organizations. Carly's going to talk about that in a minute, but For our gala, it is so much fun to get everybody together to celebrate. We hope that you're all at home watching and participating and joining in, either making a gift, learning more about the Butterfly House and Aquarium, or bidding on those silent auction items. At the Butterfly House and Aquarium, our gala is a special way to celebrate what a unique opportunity we provide the community of Sioux Falls to interact with butterflies and aquariums and marine life from around the world.
As Audrey had mentioned, the funding at the Butterfly House and Aquarium is very unique in a sense. Most people don't know or don't realize that we receive zero funding from the state of South Dakota, City of Sioux Falls, Sertoma Club, or United Way. We're completely funded by our community support between donations, memberships, gift shop sales, and admission tickets. So we're so excited that we're here because our community wants us to be here and wants to enjoy the incredible asset of the Butterfly House and Aquarium.
That's right, we're here because of community support. Every time you come through the doors, every time you purchase a membership, buy something in the gift shop, or participate in something like this and make a donation, you are making the Butterfly House and Aquarium a reality for the community of Sioux Falls. So of course, when we were closed due to COVID, that had a negative impact on our organization. We were actually closed for 80 days from March 13th through June 1st. During that time, we had a 94% loss of income, so that had a big negative impact on our organization. We were fortunate to be able to reopen in June. On June 1st, we opened our doors again, and we've seen many families coming through, experiencing the butterflies and aquariums, getting out and about, whether they're locals or visiting from other communities, and that has made a big difference, but we're still at a 28% decrease compared to the normal summertime. So that means our event tonight is more important than ever. When you donate on our Fund a Need site, or if you purchase a silent auction item or one of the premier auction items, all of those funds, 100% of the funds tonight, go towards the Butterfly House and Aquarium, specifically our animal care. Animal care is, of course, really everything that we do. Without the butterflies and aquariums, we wouldn't have an experience for you. We're going to talk more about that throughout the evening, but just remember that every dollar that you give tonight is making a difference for our butterflies and aquariums here in Sioux Falls.
And just a reminder, the green premium auction items will be closing soon. Red packages will be opening soon, so get your bids in by texting WINGS WAVES 20 to 76278. Again, text WINGS WAVES 20 to 76278. Thank you to our Let Them Learn sponsors who also helped tonight happen: TSP, How, XL Energy, and First Premier Bank Premier Bank Card.
Next up, we're going to be watching a video about the conservation work that the Butterfly House and Aquarium does. So much happens behind the scenes that many of us don't even realize. We're making a global impact as well as a local impact. Every time you come through the doors, you're seeing the butterflies and aquariums, but there's also work that's happening that you may not be aware of, whether it's conservation of the rainforest or coral reefs, working with other organizations across the country, or making an impact right here in our area for water quality as well as monarch conservation. So next up, we're going to learn about the conservation work at the Butterfly House and Aquarium.
Having the Butterfly House and Aquarium here in Sioux Falls is a fantastic resource for those of us who teach at the university level, but it's also wonderful for high school, middle school, all the way down to newborn children, to be able to bring in young kids with their parents, their grandparents, people of all ages, to see and enjoy the wildlife that is here in Sioux Falls. Butterfly House and Aquarium is a great illustration of the connections that we have with other parts of the world.
So the Butterfly House and Aquarium has a very unique opportunity where we get to partner with other organizations. Many other zoos and aquariums throughout the country and even throughout the world are always looking for resources such as corals, live fish, as well as jellyfish. And the reason this is important is because zoos and aquariums are trying to create a sustainable population of animals That way animals do not have to be removed from their natural habitats. We don't want to remove animals from their natural habitats because unfortunately animals are suffering in their current habitats, and that's especially because of all of the environmental changes that are happening. By creating this sustainable community of animals, we can not only still bring awareness to the animals that are in the ocean and also create that magical moment with our guests as well as other people that might be interested that see us online. But this also gives us an opportunity to create really strong relationships with other facilities that can help us as well. So as we move forward for the future of our facility, creating these relationships will be critical for us to be successful in what we plan on doing next.
I think what's really cool about the Butterfly House and Aquarium and our conservation messaging is that we have two really unique ecosystems represented. So we have the ocean and we have the rainforest. And those are not ecosystems that people generally get to experience. And so by being able to immerse our visitors in those experiences, those ecosystems, with those animals, the plants, it helps them kind of see the bigger picture. Conservation is so important, and it's really hard to connect to something that's half a world away if you're not there, if you're not seeing it, if you're not able to touch it and breathe it and feel it. So having those spaces represented right here in South Dakota in a landlocked state, that's a really special opportunity.
Here at the Butterfly House and Aquarium, we want to connect the global picture to local conservation. So beyond talking about the ocean and rainforest, we also talk about the health of our local waterways and our local butterflies. One of the biggest ways we help here is with monarch conservation. All of our field trips that come through receive milkweed seeds, so every kid goes home with a milkweed seed packet, and that milkweed is what monarch caterpillars eat. So we're helping make a difference locally with monarch populations, one field trip at a time.
Wow, what exciting things we've got going on at the Butterfly House and Aquarium. And I'm joined by Jonathan today, who's going to talk about some of our premium auction items. How are you, Jonathan?
I'm doing fantastic. It's great to be here. I'm glad you guys are out there. We can't see you, but we know you're out there because we can tell you're bidding. And that's what I want to talk to you about right now, the red Premier packages. These are going to go up. It's item number 203. I'm looking at it. It is the Release the Wonder private butterfly release for up to 20 people. So you're going to bring 19 of your closest friends because you want to be there. And they're going to bring in these big crates of butterflies and you're going to release them. And it's like releasing the doves. It's going to be amazing. And they don't offer this all the time. So you want to be there for that. And then we have item number 204, butterfly yoga. So the butterflies aren't actually doing the yoga, are they?
No, I mean, they've tried before, but I can't say that they're really good at the poses, to be honest with you.
Short attention spans with the butterflies. But you can be there. You do yoga. And the butterflies like flutter around and do their butterfly things. And then afterwards you can have mimosas with the butterflies. But again, the butterflies don't drink the mimosas. They're just present at the time. And that's for 10 people. And then experience the butterflies behind the scenes with Butterfly Team. This is for 3 people. Mm-hmm. And then it's a sneak peek. What do the butterflies do when nobody's there kind of a deal, right? You go in there and you're just like behind the scenes when they're just chilling and relaxing and it's like, this time I'm going to land on a little girl's head and I'm going to scare her. And they're like, oh, you do that bit every time. That kind of thing? Is that what we're doing?
A little bit, but not quite. So the behind the scenes will be with our conservatory team and biologists, and you'll get to see what happens from when we get them shipped to us to what happens when they emerge and join our conservatory. So you really get to see the entire timeline of the butterflies, and it's a really awesome sneak peek.
That sounds much better than what I was talking about. I'm sure they don't do that in Conspire. All right. So,
are you going to be bidding on the yoga one tonight?
I'm going to be bidding on the yoga one. I'm a little bit tight.
Got to get
and
some good moves out,
I got to get the, I don't know what it is, or the downward dog or whatever they call that one. So
at least you get a mimosa afterwards.
I get a mimosa. So.
Well, thank you so much, Jonathan. Those are some awesome packages. Make sure you get your bids in. We are excited to have them, you guys, so make sure you get it in. We've had an exciting year of fundraising for the Dakota Aquarium Capital Campaign and construction of Phase 1 of our facility expansion. Next, we'll get updates from our Capital Campaign Chair, Michael Zerker, and Expansion Architect, Sean Irvin, about our progress and plans for the future Phase 2, including the aquarium galleries and interactive classrooms.
My wife and I have small kids, and they spent a lot of time here, and we got to know the Butterfly House through their experience, I guess. as we were thinking of ways to get involved in the community, we just kept coming back to the Butterfly House. And I think there are so many reasons that it's a really positive thing for Sioux Falls. I think just flat having a year-round place for children to come is a good thing in a place that is as landlocked and as winter trodden as we are sometimes. The response from the community has been overwhelmingly positive. Obviously, due to current events, we're on pause right now, but we're at 4.37 million out of our goal of 7.8, and we feel like we're on a really good path as soon as the right time to unpause comes.
The completion of phase 1 was amazing. I mean, we did so many things with that particular expansion. We expanded what was essentially an office and a small work area to an actual bona fide administration suite. So now we finally have space for all these employees, all these experts with caring for our animals and everything else. They actually have a space to work. They all have a desk, they all have a place to make contacts so that we can continue to reach out to all of our partner organizations around the country.
There are many challenges that we face here in the Butterfly House and Aquarium with the current footprint of our facility. One of the biggest challenges that I find is, funny enough, floor drains. You wouldn't think that they're that important, but for our work it absolutely is, especially being in aquatic environments. Also not having enough space for staff to really do the things that they want to do. I want my staff to be able to kind of explore and create, to create new learning opportunities, to culture different types of animals, to have those opportunities to do research, and we just don't have the space for it right now.
Really critical that we got this first piece done already, and we're looking so forward to that second phase where you can really start to feel the excitement of an aquarium here in the Dakotas. Phase 2 will be expanding toward that north and the east and some toward the south. Really that is going to be a long kind of linear type of an aquarium that will have exhibits on both sides. So as you walk through, there will be different kind of lighting effects. What we're trying to do there is really bring you into an aquarium experience that not just has a bunch of tanks in a room.
So we get a lot of questions about where we're at from a capital campaign perspective, and the reality is things have gone very well and we feel very optimistic. With the pandemic, we've chosen to take a pause, but we keep an optimistic timeline, and we believe we're still on target to finish raising the funds and start construction in the fall of 2021. And especially as we come out of this and it's time to unpause, we're going to need everybody's help and everybody's, alignment at making sure that we can really get going again quickly and finish out our vision with the same positive traction that we started with.
How exciting to hear from Michael and Sean about the Dakota Aquarium campaign. Thank you to our corporate partners who helped make tonight possible: Dave and Kelly Kelly, Sanford Health, Lawrence and Schiller, and the First National Bank in Sioux Falls. Jonathan, tell us a little bit more about our blue packages we've got coming up.
All right, so the blue packages are going to be starting pretty soon. It's just a little bit after 6:20, so the red packages are still going. You get 15 minutes on the bidding, in case you weren't excuse me, wow, I just messed that up big time. In case you were wondering, they open up the packages. You have a 15-minute window on these premier ones. The next one happens at 6:35 to 6:50. It is the blue packages. 206, whiskey and butterflies. That's an interesting combination, but that is what we are going to have here. It's a tasting party in the conservatory with JJ's.
Yep, we're excited. They're going to be offering for 8 to 10 people to test out 4 whiskeys that are customized to you and your friend's taste. It's going to be a great one, and you absolutely do not want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime chance.
All right, that brings us to 207, Cooking with Chef Allen. So this one, again, is it taking place at the Butterfly House?
This one is actually going to be at Chef Allen's, but again, it'll be customized to your preferences. So you'll be able to choose the type of cooking class that you and your friends want to take.
That is great. 208 is the one that I'm really excited about. And the reason I'm excited about this is you don't see it come up very often as a package. Basically because he's so busy, he stopped kind of doing things like this, and now he's just sending bagels or something like that. But you actually will get to sit down with the mayor and his wife and 3 of your guests at Josiah's. And again, this is not something that you'll find every day. This is a unique item that you guys have secured. This is the must-have, I would say, of all the auction items. This is the one that is the go-to. What do you have to say about that?
Absolutely. I mean, if the mayor isn't good enough, Josiah's has got some of the best food in town, so can't mess up on that one. What do you get from there?
Well,
a little bit of everything.
The sweetest thing I can get, and I don't drink coffee, so that's fine. But I like my sweets, and so I would do that. I would go just to talk to the mayor because he's coming out and he wants exercise equipment along the bike trail and all this stuff, and he's trying to keep everybody healthy. He's keeping our city open and stuff like that. I would pitch lights around the bike trail.
Oh, that's a good one.
Extend it. Get rid of daylight savings time, or give us lights so we have those extra hours in the morning and extra hours at night.
Perfect.
But I don't know if I'm winning this. I have to check my phone, so.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us up here, Jonathan. I'm excited to introduce Michelle Coley, who is our aquarium curator, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about the exciting side, the side that everybody wants to hear about, and it's our animal care side. Hi, Michelle. How are you tonight?
Hi, Carly. I'm good. How are you?
Great. Thank you. So tell us a little bit about how you even got into this profession. What kind of training is required to become an animal care professional? Because clearly not all of us are animal care people.
Yeah, it actually takes a lot more work than people realize. There's a lot of intense schooling that goes through this. So I actually went to school to get a degree in marine biology. That's what most people get in this field, or some sort of biology related. And then you actually have to donate a lot of your time to doing internships and volunteer work at aquariums. And that's because this job takes a lot of skills that you're never going to learn in school. There's a lot of soft skills that you'll get as you start to volunteer and intern, opportunities to feed animals, opportunities to actually learn about some of the more in-depth stuff that we do, like training and enrichment. So I spent a long time in this career kind of going to different places, doing different internships, different volunteer opportunities, so that I could find the right place for me. Sometimes you have to go places that you don't expect to go. Sometimes you go to new places that you never thought you'd be.
Right, so you're not actually from South Dakota, right?
No, I'm not. I am actually from the East Coast. I grew up in Maryland. I spent a good portion of my time actually in Colorado with Bass Pro Shop for a while there, and then I ended up going down to the U.S. Virgin Islands, so that was a really big step for me. It was a super important part of my career. I did end up in Virginia and then ended up back in the U.S. Virgin Islands, so I guess I really wanted to be there. And then I found myself here in South Dakota meeting some great people and some great opportunities to actually give back to a community, an opportunity that they may not get that everybody does on the coast.
That's awesome. And I'm sure you hear from a lot of your friends in the industry, why is there an aquarium in South Dakota out of anything? A landlocked state, middle of nowhere. So talk to me a little bit about why it's important to have an aquarium in a place that's a landlocked state.
So what's really important about having an aquarium here in South Dakota is the fact that a lot of these kids will never have the opportunity to go to the coast. It may have been something that they just kind of grew up here and this is their family life and it's important to them to be close to family. And by having an opportunity to introduce them to something that they may never see, that is probably one of the best things. Like, I love the idea of being able to show a kid what something looks like out in the ocean, because then we can create the next generation of ocean ambassadors, people that actually want to take care of the environment and are as passionate about it as I am.
That's awesome. And we just saw a really exciting video about our Dakota Aquarium, and I know you've been working on it. So is there one thing you could potentially give us a sneak peek about that we can look forward to while we're working on this expansion?
You want to know what I'm really excited about?
Yes, please tell me.
Floor drains. I know that sounds silly, but yes, floor drains are one of the most important parts, but I think what I'm more excited about is the opportunity to have larger exhibits. We really get the chance to have some larger exhibits with way more animals than what people get to see right now. Having the opportunity to display over 100 different species and really introduce people to different parts of the world, different marine ecosystems that you don't necessarily see. A lot of larger aquariums give you that big aquarium feel. You get to see lots of sharks and sea turtles and tons of fish, but we're going to focus on some of those smaller ecosystems that not a lot of people get the chance to interact with and actually learn about the animals that live there.
That is so exciting. So in an everyday animal care, you do a lot of different things, and you talked about your extensive training. What sort of things do you do on a daily basis that require that intricate training?
So one of the things that we do, especially in this industry, is we raise live food.
Live food? So they're alive.
A lot of our animals won't eat anything that's pre-prepared. Now, we do provide our animals with restaurant quality seafood. That is very important to make sure that they're healthy and happy. But for our animals that are a little more picky about the food items they eat, especially animals like our jellyfish and seahorses, we actually raise live brine. So what's interesting about this is we get the brine eggs. So we get what are called brine nauplii, which is just a little egg. And then we make sure that that is hydrated and prepared so that it can hatch out. That process takes 24 hours. And before we can actually feed our jellyfish and seahorses, we have to enrich the brine shrimp that hatch out of those eggs, and that takes another 24 hours. So it's a 48-hour process to actually grow out this food. We have to have the right setup for these too. These are live animals. Even though they're being fed, they need to have heat. They need to have a type of aeration and filtration to make sure that they survive in the environment that they're in. And what's interesting for us is we don't have a lot of space for storage, and so a lot of larger aquarium facilities can store larger quantities of these food items for their animals. We actually end up ordering more frequently, which can be a little more costly simply because we have to pay for shipping more often in order to get the right amount of food for our animals and make sure that we always have it on hand.
And you talked about cost in there, and it's getting costly, right? I mean, taking care of live animals is not cheap. So what does a daily, like if you were to set a monetary value on how much it would cost to do animal care for just a single day, how much would you say it would cost at the Butterfly House and Aquarium?
It costs approximately $2,500
per day.
Per day.
Oh my goodness.
And that does not just include food for our animals. It does not just include enrichment and training for our animals, other objects that they need. This includes filtration. This includes life support. This includes making salt water. We actually have to order our salt and bring it in boxes, and it is not cheap.
Or fun.
No, it's definitely an experience to stack salt boxes. And we also have to pay our staff. Our staff have a lot of really specialized skills, and it doesn't make sense to not provide them the right kind of compensation for all of the hard work that they do.
Absolutely. And as Michelle said, it costs $2,500 a day to take care of our animals. So that's where we're going to ask you for help, you guys. Help us fund a need and do a text to give opportunity. We're looking for $2,500 to help us per day with animal care. So make sure to text the phone number on your screen and get ready to fund a need.
All right, so you're going to get to see our next video here. This is a really great video. You're going to get introduced to a lot of our very passionate and very skilled animal care professionals. As I said before, it takes a lot of specialized skills, education, and training for people to do this job. And they also need people who are super passionate about what we do. That's what our mission is. Our objective is to bring people into our passion and make them as passionate as we are. And animal welfare is our #1 priority, which means we need all of those specialized individuals that really love the animals and really feel strongly for the environment and the message that we're trying to bring.
That's awesome. Let's take a glimpse in the life of our animal care staff.
My favorite part of my job is probably walking in first thing in the morning, beautiful room, you're breathing in the fresh air from the plants, the butterflies are flying, it's warm, and it's hard to have a bad day when you start off with that. Also, you can't beat not having mosquitoes or wood ticks and still getting your nature fix every day.
I went into the animal care field because I just really love nature. The butterflies actually was just kind of a unique happenstance. I just kind of fell into it. I love all animals in general, and the more I've learned about butterflies, the more exciting it is because they're very interesting creatures. And there's just so much to learn. I'm constantly learning new things, and I just really enjoy that part of my job. We receive a shipment of butterfly pupa once a week. Our suppliers are based in Central and South America, Africa, Asia, and Australia. We typically receive about 250 to 300 butterfly pupa or even moth cocoons. Our suppliers will identify the species that are included in our shipment. They'll actually provide an invoice that lists all of the different species, the quantity that we're supposed to receive, and then we match those numbers with what we actually have in front of us. We separate all of the species out, put them in their own little species groups so we can see what we have, how many we have, and then we can keep all of the different species together. And then we start pinning. We pin every single chrysalis and cocoon individually to a board. Once they're all pinned to the board, they are placed into our emergence window, which gives them the time, the space, and the proper humidity and temperature parameters to emerge successfully.
My favorite part of my job is just getting to work with these animals. Like I just said, they're so unique and they're so interesting, and I'm constantly learning new things about them. The most rewarding part of my job is probably just seeing healthy animals, flourishing animals, beautiful exhibits, just watching everything come together and make a really cool experience for our guests.
One of the biggest reasons that I really wanted to get involved with this particular organization is the fact that there are a lot of people, particularly in our state as well as neighboring states, that will never go visit the coast or have never actually had the opportunity to be engaged in marine environments. And so giving them an opportunity to see how what they do every day actually connects to the ocean itself. Being able to create those learning opportunities. We're a big agriculture area. Being able to create a connection between how important it is for agriculture, even people in the middle of the country, to communicate, to recycle, to make sure that we're using more sustainable products, because every little thing that we do does have an impact on the ocean. In this clip, you'll see that we have one of our staff members as well as one of our aquarium interns working with our stingrays. So we do have 4 stingrays here, 3 cow-nose rays, 1 southern stingray, and each group of these animals is trained to go to an individual target. So you'll notice that there is a fun-shaped paddle in there. It might have a black star on it, or also an orange square. And those animals are trained to go to those targets so that we can better manage how much food they're eating. We feed our animals based on their body weight so that they don't become too thin or too obese. Either one of those situations could be very bad for our animals.
An aquarium, a lot of people don't think about how much money it costs to do it and how much work it takes. And having something like that here in Sioux Falls is very impressive and very needed. There's a lot of education that we can do to teach people what is in the ocean, why our actions still have impacts, and what exists beyond the planes that we know.
You know, we have such a passionate animal care team at the Butterfly House and Aquarium. You can see it shine through when they talk about their work and the animals that they care for. You know, they join us from all over the country. We provide these opportunities for locals to be able to pursue marine biology right here in Sioux Falls. But we also have employees from all across the country and even around the world joining us right here in our community. All that expertise, all of those funds that help make that animal care possible is because of you every day. So remember, you can still be contributing tonight with the silent auction. The silent auction will go until 7 o'clock, and Jonathan is going to tell us some more about our premium auction items.
That's right. It is about a little bit after 6:35 right now, and so we have the 206, the Butterflies tasting party with the wine, the whiskey. For 10 people, we're going to be pairing that up. That's number 206. Be bidding on that now. What you're going to want to do is hit that bid button and keep hitting it because you don't want to lose out on that. 207, Cooking with Chef Ellen. This is not at the Butterfly House, but it's for 8 to 10 people at her restaurant, her place of work. You bring in your friends. You don't have to clean. You don't have to pick up. You don't have to prepare. You just show up, and it's all done for you. It's going to be a great time. 208, Breakfast with the Mayor. We talked about this before. The bidding is open. This one should be going off the rails right now. And if you don't want it, you can donate it to someone else. You just pay a lot of money for it, and then you can take it somewhere else and donate it to someone else. It really doesn't matter. The sky's the limit. But make sure you get in on that. Next is the Fund to Need. The Fund to Need is where we tell you the levels, and we're going to start at $2,500. But before we get started, if you look at your screen right now, on the top there's a donate button. If you hit that donate button, which everybody should do it now, all right, you doing it? Hit donate, and it should pop up a screen with all of the levels on it, from $2,500 all the way down to $20. There's also a donate now on the top left, I believe. If you hit that, you can put in an amount that's not there. So let's say somebody wanted to be different and they wanted to stand out. And they said, I would like to give $2,500, but I want to stand out. I want to give $3,000. That is where you could do that right there. You could do $5,000. You would accept that, correct?
That's right. And all of that is on the event page. Yep.
Correct. So we're watching it right now. We set our goal. We think we can do it. We know we can do it. With you guys out there, just find that page, click either the 2,500, 1,000, 500, 250, 100. If everybody watching right now, let's say there's 200 people watching. If 200 people gave just $100, we could raise $20,000.
That's right, and every dollar makes a difference for us, whether we're feeding the butterflies or the different aquarium animals, or even funding a butterfly shipment to bring those butterflies in from all around the world. Those dollars will count.
And this is where you can help. This is where you can be a part, and you can help us to raise that money, to keep the Butterfly House going throughout this year and on to next, so they could keep bringing bigger and better items into the Sioux Falls area. This is a gold mine that we have here, and we're so fortunate to have them here. So at this time, go to the donate page and donate. Donate an amount that's meaningful to you. Donate an amount that makes you feel good. And trust me, if you give just a little bit more and you stretch, you're going to feel that much better about it.
That's right, Jonathan. Should we tell them a little bit about what each of those levels will give the Butterfly House and Aquarium?
Let's do that.
All right. So like Michelle mentioned earlier, it is about $2,500 every day to keep our organization running and to make sure all of those animals get the care that they need. From heating the butterflies throughout the winter time when it's a frigid 0 degrees, we still keep it 80 degrees no matter what time of the year it is. And even those butterfly shipments, butterflies only live 2 to 4 weeks.
Wow.
So we're constantly replenishing the population. Those shipments come from butterfly farms around the world in Central and South America, Asia, Africa, and Australia. Those suppliers grow the caterpillar. When the caterpillar changes into the chrysalis, they mail them to us. So it's a new population of butterflies every couple of weeks. That cost adds up, and all of that together, we're looking at about $2,500 a day to have the Butterfly House and Aquarium here in Sioux Falls.
That is stuff I did not know. I mean, and that's why you should be bidding on these behind the scenes to know that butterflies last 2 to 4 weeks, how they bring them in, that there's actually butterfly farms. $500, let's go to that one. They get to fund their stingray food. At this donation level, you'll be funding food for our stingrays for a month. So $500, very reasonable, but you could brag to your friends that you were feeding the stingrays for 1 month. Very doable.
That's right, yes. Our stingrays eat capelin and squid, different mussels and clams, and all kinds of different fish. And like Michelle mentioned earlier, we give them restaurant quality fish because that is going to make them the healthiest animals they can possibly be. And we also know that they're sustainably fished, so they're coming from a source that's not impacting the environment in a negative way. And to feed 4 stingrays for a whole year, that adds up, especially getting all that shipped here to South Dakota in the middle of the country.
I believe it. $250. You're saying, you know what, I can't do $500, but I can do $250. This is going to fund the tide pool animal food. At this donation level, you'll help provide food for our tide pool animals for 1 month. What does that include? What do they eat?
Our tide pool animals include sea stars and sea urchins, sea cucumbers, sea anemones, all of those bright colored creatures that you get to touch when you visit us. They are animals that eat mussels and clams typically. So they'll crack open those shells to get their food, and then we'll feed the anemones fish, and the anemones close up over those fish and eat them. And so again, it's getting all of that high quality food shipped to us to make sure that the animals are getting the best quality food so they can have the best quality life.
Every time she said anemones, I was thinking of Finding Nemo and the movie and that song that they sang on the way to school. $100, sorry. I didn't know if I could even say the word. $100, fund our seahorses food. You can fund seahorses for $100. You might be saying, all those other levels are too high, but for less than your cell phone bill this month, you are feeding seahorses at the aquarium. And tell us a little bit more about that level.
Our seahorses eat brine shrimp, which is a special shrimp that gets sent to us that we have to get in on a regular basis.
Okay.
And they also eat some of that live food from what Michelle talked about. We have the little tiny shrimp, they're sea monkeys basically, that we grow, we hatch because our youngest seahorses need live food for them to be able to survive in an aquarium setting. And so that cost of bringing in live animals and to be reproducing them really adds up. And so we also need funds to make that happen.
All right, perfect. $50. You could fund the refish food at this donation. You'll have fund the food for the refish, and $20. You might be thinking, well, what's $20 going to do? But it all adds up, and this is where I want to encourage you guys to give, to donate. We're going to leave this open just a little bit longer to the end of the time, and we know a lot of you given beforehand, before even this event, and we know some of you want to give after this event, and you can just call them up and you can give your donation that way. If you feel more comfortable mailing in your check, you can call down there, and then they'll also take that over the phone or in person as well.
That's right. Well, thank you, Jonathan. We really appreciate you joining us tonight, helping us spread the word about the work that the Butterfly House and Aquarium is doing and helping us raise funds to continue offering these wonderful opportunities. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now we're going to welcome Carly back up to the stage.
Awesome. How exciting it is to hear the different levels of impact and how you can help the Butterfly House and Aquarium. Thank you to our friends of the Butterfly House and Aquarium whose logos are now on your screen, who have also helped make tonight possible. We are so grateful, and like we've mentioned before, we couldn't be here without the support of our incredible community. Silent auction items will close at 7 o'clock tonight, so if you are a winner, you will get an email with pickup information, and just a reminder to donate to Fund a Need. So make sure to get your bids in. You do not want to lose it last second, or else that would be quite a bummer.
That would be a bummer. You know, we saw so many cool videos tonight giving you all a behind-the-scenes look at the Butterfly House and Aquarium, learning about our impact in the community. We really thank all of those participants, our community leaders who shared their insights into what the Butterfly House and Aquarium means to them. Also hearing more about our capital campaign and our expansion that's coming up that's so exciting, and learning about conservation and animal care and just what it takes to make the Butterfly House and Aquarium a reality here in Sioux Falls. There's so many fascinating things happening behind the scenes, and we're so glad we were able to give you a glimpse into the work that we do that we love so much. We really appreciate all of you coming out tonight to join us from your sofa at home. Hopefully you had some friends with you, enjoyed some good food, and were able to learn more about the Butterfly House and Aquarium, as well as to give back through your silent auction donations, your premium auction bids, or funding a need to helping us to provide these wonderful opportunities here in Sioux Falls. Thank you so much for your participation tonight. We appreciate your support, and we hope to see you in person at the Butterfly House and Aquarium soon.